I'm Red Robinson, and these are the Legends of Rock. Chicago was one of the 70s biggest bands. Founding member Walt Parazaider tells us how he met the rest of the group.
First one was Terry Kath back when we were teenagers. A tremendously talented guitar player that Jimi Hendrix, one time when he took us on the road, he said, "Your guitar player is better than me." He says, "And you three horns are like one set of lungs." He says, I've got to take you on the road, and I've got to do an album with the horns. Unfortunately, he passed away. We did go on the road with him. We had a tremendous break from him and Janis Joplin, but we never got a chance to do that record. But so Terry came along the way. We didn't like each other immediately, and I'll try to synopsize this or, maybe condense it sort of. But we started working with an Elvis Presley look and sound alike at the age of 16. And my dad, who was a 6'6" trumpet player for 70 years, had put me in a controlled environment with guys from his band, their sons, at 13, which is a whole other story. But that's where I started at 13. But met Terry in my later teens, and we just took everything off a 33 1/3 record with saxophone solos, guitar solos, and there started a beautiful friendship. Along the way, we got in a Dick Clark's traveling band that we were backing up Tom Jones when he had one hit. Brian Hyland, the Drifters, the Shirelles, and a whole bunch, bunch of acts that Dick Clark had out on the road. So a few other fellas came about, and I went to school and I went, geez, my dad has always had a band with a couple tenor sax players, a trombonist, a trumpet player, and they'd add another one when it times would afford, because the big bands in the 50s were starting to break apart and all that. And I thought, what about a rock and roll band with horns, where horns were an integral part of the fabric of the music, not just which is wonderful, and we met James Brown, the ba-ba, da-da-da-da, and all of that, but Jimmy Pankow, who came along from and came to school at DePaul University, I met him, fine trombonist, good friend of mine now for over 44 years, went to school together. He was an arranger, and he's the one responsible for that horn melding and interweaving into the music. And it's just, it was just a dream at the time. Everybody thought we were crazy. But here I am getting to talk to a famous man like yourself, and we've had a job for over 43 years.
For more legends, visit me at redrobinson.com.